Hello. Yay, now my mic's working. Alrighty. Um, I'm coming at you guys now again with another little quick tutorial. I'm gonna make a new graphic style. It's technically a project file, but it's mainly just a graphic style. So I have been begging Adobe to make uh, a new graphic style element, but also a swatch that would be a transparent color. So the reason being for this is I will put in some text here. Of course, it's going to be my name because that's what it rolls by. Um, so let's pick a fun font looking font here that's kind of a little wacky to make it a little bit more difficult for, not difficult, a little bit more abstract than just block text, I should say. I like this here, but I want the bold and heavy one. Okay, so if you ever pull out your graphics and appearance palette, you want to fill, and then you want a secondary stroke. But you want, let me turn on back transparency. You want the stroke that's going around it to look nice, um, but you want it offset. So you don't want the stroke to be touching it. Also, I'm going to turn this to rounded because in this font, there's a couple little broken pieces that don't quite play well. So beveling the stroke will help it a lot. So it's a nice little round bevel. The one thing I do wish that we could do is adjust this bevel. So right now it's based off the stroke's weight is also the bevel weight, which I wish I can control that. So I can like lock the bevel's weight at a certain point. That's okay. That doesn't work. Well, now if I go into effects, path, offset path, yeah, it does it, but it leaves lines in between. So my little workaround for that is Pathfinder add, and it creates this little workaround that that I have figured out, and it looks pretty good. And this is a simple little option to do. Now, if I come in here to the offset path, and that's right, it doesn't preview it. That's one other thing too, is I wish this one had a preview. For some reason oh, I didn't have it selected. So now if I scale the preview, you can see how it's gonna offset from my item. And then if you turn off scale stroke, I wish these were up here because I turn these on and off all the time. Um, by the way, Control K to open that up. So if I scale this, you can see that it's dynamic and it's applying it perfectly. You do need to apply the add underneath the offset path. Because if you do it the other way, it doesn't work. And you can easily, if you did accidentally flip it, you can always just drag and drop it and it should realign. Um, so now I can change the color of this. Oh, if I had it selected, now I can change the color of this and use that as an optional font. What I would love for Adobe to do, because this doesn't quite look the same as I want it, what I would like is to get rid of this stroke. So I'm going to put a t-shirt color in here. T-shirt color will be black. And I'm going to work with white artwork now. I'm going to come in here and change this to white. Now, I want the t-shirt to be knocked out. I want the t-shirt to be visible. Right now, what I normally currently do is go into my swatches. I turn that color into shirt. And then I turn that into a global color. Now, the reason why I make it a global is so that way I need to change the shirt color to red now. Boom. I can just drag in a new color and that changes the shirt color. So my shirt color's now been set. Um, yeah, let's leave it red. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here to the palette and I'm going to apply that shirt color here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and we're going to make sure that it's beveled. And we're going to also go to another stroke here. And this is my white color, but I'm going to put Col 1 or color 1 and make that a global. So now I can dynamically change that. I'm going to go back to the original overcolor and there you go. So now if I do this, it's giving me the proper effect I actually want. Um, and if we see these two back to back, let me go ahead and change the colors so that they're correct. So that would be white ink. This would be white ink. The other's slightly different. The main thing being is like in between the B and E right here. And these are roughly 20 and 10. I mean, oh, sorry. This should be 10 to make it easy. That's 5 point. The offset should be 5 point. Okay. That's not quite right. Oh, because it's a 5 point stroke. Okay, so it actually should be 10. Yeah, 10 point. Oh, okay, so it should be exactly the same. They're not quite exactly the same. Let's try to offset 7 point. Try and get it close enough. Okay, that is exactly what it is. Okay. If I do that, this is the problem. If I had the option to make this shirt color be what's called an invisible color, so in other words, if I drag this off, I would still just see white. I wouldn't see this shirt color. And how that would work is in the swatches right here, I literally just hit invisible. If I do the workaround trying to do it myself, where what I do is I create a swatch, and this swatch actually, yeah, it doesn't work. What I'm trying to get at here is this looks better than this up here, and my main problem with it is that I need an invisible color. But here's two different ways you could do it. So this one, it's dynamic, and so if I change any of these letters and scale it, do whatever, it's not going to change. It's what it is. But if you look at it here, it's different. So this is more of the look I'm going for than this. And I'm not sure why it is always a drastic difference in look, but that's exactly what I want, not this. Like I said, if I duplicate and I put this in my graphic styles and we apply that one to this, they look completely different in how their styles are done. But this one is exactly how I want it, to where it's an offset and everything is great. But this one, if I move it off now, so let's say I wanted to do a blue shirt. So I bring this over here and now I change this into a new color, let's say blue. I'm in RGB mode, so that would be well, now I have to change the color of this. So now I have to come over here and create what I call shirt 2. And now I have shirt 2. But it didn't change this. So I have to manually come in here and do that. If I had an invisible color and I'm doing one color artwork, I wouldn't have to do that. I would just literally like this one, copy it over. Look at that. Now it's on a blue shirt. And now I have a red and a blue shirt next to each other. And everything's great. And if I change the name, let's say it's going to be a name or something else, it will change dynamically. This font has a glitch on E's and a couple other letters, but that's not me. In fact, if I scale it up, nope, it won't disappear. E's are just glitched. But yeah, that way dynamically I can edit. Because now what I currently do is, let's say now I want a black shirt. I duplicate this, make the shirt the background. Let's just go black just to hypothetically get it. Now, I don't have this shirt color. I have to come over here to swatch. Shirt 3, because that's shirt color option 3. And I have to go into my artwork. And sometimes it's more complex than just this. If it's just this, it's not that big of a deal. And now I have 3 different colors. But if you get at my dilemma for the workflow, that's a heavy thing. If I had it this way to where all I had to do is that and then change my shirt color to that, I had a stroke selected. Shirt color to that, boom. That would be a great workflow. But as you see, the way it looks is not quite the same as if I played with this one being dynamic. It just doesn't flow right. But that's what I wanted to show you is, so again, for this one, it's simple. We're going to start with no appearance. Let's say I want white ink, so I'm going to apply the white. In fact, I'm going to go into characters. I'm going to kill the color because I don't want individual character color. Back out to the type, and on the type, I'm going to apply fill. Then I'm going to drag the stroke underneath the fill. I grabbed it. Okay. That's going to have also white. I'm going to bevel. I'm going to make it 5 point. Then with it selected, go to the effects, path, offset path, and it should be 7 point to match 7 inches. 7 point. And then with that selected, I'm going to go Pathfinder, add. And it will give me this very similar effect to this one, but I don't have to apply that shirt color to the item. I can just leave it both holes. I think one other way I did it is I left Pathfinder selected and outline stroke for that, hitting a blank. Outline. That need to be above. Below. This is where you can move them around and see if it changes it. Yeah, that didn't do anything. But yeah, there's another way to enhance it. You're essentially applying a double stroke to it. But yeah, that's an easy little quick thing you could do, and then that way change the name and why did it? Oh no. Oh yeah, that font's messed up. I'm gonna uninstall it. Yeah, that's not good. After A, there's this giant gap. I mean, what I could do is do the individual letter thingy, pull it over, fix that. But that's another hassle. By the way, Shift T gets you into the individual character of the other editor, and that way what you can do is move a letter, rotate it, Like if you want to do some fancy stuff, you do that. But here's the problem. I wish it would recognize that per character. So character count. Because now it just reset. It didn't keep it. And I'd want to not have to do this per individual name. It's not too big of a deal, but it would be cool. Yeah, you can do fun things, dynamically edit, and that little stroke idea will be dynamic, and you could copy it to all the colors, and you're good to go. See what it will look like. That's the workaround from the other option that I've done, where I put the shirt color in it, which is again not too big of a deal. You can always quickly change it, and then like let's say black actually they decide they want brown or brown. There you go. Quickly jump from color to color by alt dragging it into your color and getting it done that way. Easily change out colors. That's the other option that you could do. All right, well that was it. Just a little quick rant and rave. That way I can show that little part there. All right, guys, have a great day.